Hello. Just a quick question I want to answer for Metal Lover. He goes, I cannot find a niche product for the life of me. Everything I try has dozens of power sellers burying the competition. I'm in United Kingdom and I just want a guide on what is and isn't a seller and how to comb through the things that are selling. I've already tried the completed listing deal, but most things that come up already pounced on, like rechargeable batteries. I'm willing to invest $700 to $1,000 to start the ball rolling. Will this be enough? Okay, first of all, avoid low margin products that are oversaturated. From what you're saying, you've already identified that there's a lot of that with rechargeable batteries, and there's no way you get your foot in that door, anyways. Also, avoid items like earpieces, screen protectors, phone cases, wallets, pen styluses. They're often sold by these big Chinese sellers, and quite frankly, they could get the product direct from China as they're Chinese cheaper than you can get it and sell it on eBay. So avoid those items and items that are similar or fall into that sort of oversaturated, low profit margin area. Avoid items between 99p and £5. These are loss leaders, and there's no way you can make money. There's no way you could ship an item that cheaply and pay all your eBay fees and make a reasonable profit. Generally speaking, I'd avoid any item which I cannot make at least 60% profit, and that's after all of my expenses: postage, eBay fees, PayPal fees, the odd return, all of my expenses. If I can't make 60% or more, just don't entertain the product. Also, avoid products that are too bulky. You want to be able to ship the product as cheaply as possible, so I go for smaller products. If I do go for a bulkier product, then the profit margin has to justify that. So far, you've done the right things. You said you've been through the completed listing. That's probably the first thing, that you probably should do anyways. But I would say maybe take a more different approach. Randomly analyze the sellers that are doing well on eBay. Look at the products that they're selling. Even some of the smaller sellers, there's quite a lot of smaller sellers that are doing reasonably well on eBay too. Just analyze the products they're selling. See how many products they're selling, how much they're selling it for, the listing. Can you replicate that listing? Can you redo that listing better than them? Think about that. If the answer is yes, then maybe you can do well selling that product too. Comb through websites like Alibaba, DHgate, AliExpress. It's going to be random. You just want to spend a week doing that and just looking at random products. When you find a product which you think you can source for cheap, then you're just gonna go onto eBay and see what other sellers are selling it for, whether it's too oversaturated, and make a judgment call. Also, you need to take advantage of the international eBay sites. The eBay Canada, CA, eBay Australia, the AU, eBay Ireland, i.e. eBay France. The reason why I say this, because there's a lot of niches which domestically might be tapped out, but on the international platforms, those niches might be wide open. in the past I've had products which did very poorly in the United Kingdom, but go to eBay France and the products selling like hotcakes. Remember, some products are not available in every single country, so you need to take advantage of that. I give you an example from the top of my head now. Um, Surveillance equipment, for example. Some countries, probably more Arab countries, I would say, they're probably sourcing surveillance equipment might be more difficult than it might be in Western countries. So you need to think of it like that, or think of it as more of a trust issue, like eBay China. Um, there's many Chinese buyers that would rather buy an item from a Westerner. So you need to think of it like that as well. Don't just stick to the UK website. Okay. Also, you have to apply marketing as well, because some products, if you just pick the product and stick with explain the item as it is from a regular standpoint, you're gonna find that it's oversaturated. Whereas if you apply marketing to it, you can sort of paint the item in a different light. Like for example, wigs are very saturated on eBay. You know, there's lots of wig sellers, mostly from China, and there's no way you could get your foot in that door. But how you might market it differently is that you're gonna call it a wig for actresses, or a wig for actors, or a wig for costume design, or wig for theatre, or wig for play, and you're gonna use those keywords as well in your title and your listing. And because you're targeting it towards theatre, it means that you're going to get a posher clientele which would pay more for that wig than if to say you just called it a wig. So you need to also look at these items from a marketing point of view and say, how can I market this differently to make people pay more? How can I exploit keywords which maybe a posher clientele might type in or might be looking for. And so I hope that helped. If it has, comment down below and let me know. If there's something that I've missed out, also comment down below, let me know. Click the like button, remember to subscribe. I've got more information on this exact topic on my ebook, powersellerresearch.com. Give it a download. Until next time.